All right, so hello. So the new Napoleon trailer dropped by director Ridley Scott, and yes, I have new microphones. So we're gonna check this one out. Looks like I'm gonna be pretty excited, but let's continue. We're gonna watch it all the way through once. I'll leave the video in the description, so check that out. But we'll go through it once, and then I'll break it down later. Okay, so let's go through it.
No doubt you've seen the chaos in the streets. We must make an example, or France will fall.
What would you do if this assignment of defense was transferred to you?
I promise you brilliant successes.
Everyone around here.
What is this costume you have on?
This is my uniform.
Everyone's so near.
I led the French victory at Toulon.
What is your name?
Napoleon.
As the course of my life just changed. Napoleon.
I'm destined for greatness. But those in power will only see me as a sword.
I suggest you take the throne as king.
Holding on.
Shall we vote?
This vermin has held the world hostage with his egotism and his lack of simple good manners.
You think you're great. You are just a tiny little brute. That is nothing without me.
All of Europe is uniting forces against me.
What's the outcome of this if you don't succeed?
Your Majesty, we are discovered. Good.
It's a trap!
I'm the first to admit when I make a mistake.
Battle of Austerlitz?
I simply never do.
Okay, so let's run through this one. Okay, so just initial impressions. I'm kind of scared. Okay, so it is titled Napoleon, but we are covering literally everything from 1793, and it looks like all the way up to Russia, or even past. Really looks like Waterloo, with Wellington there. That kind of has me scared. Why? Well, the recent movie Midway, and by recent I mean it's like 2 or 3 years old now, tried to cover literally everything from Pearl Harbor to Midway. It covered the Battle of the Coral Sea. It covered pretty much literally every battle all the way up to Midway. Chinese occupation. Look, telling a story like this very broadly, because it looks like that's what's going to happen, because we're condensing so much down that it just has me scared. Still open-minded about the movie, and it could be very well good, but I mean, it does have me kind of scared that it's going to be covering all of that history in probably, what, a 2-hour movie, maybe? So it looks like we have the execution of Marie Antoinette, right? And then, of course, we have the French rebels. We'll call them that for now. We have, it looks like, the National Guard here, and we have the Red Hats, so the very violent rebels.
Assignment of defense was transferred to you.
It looks like we'll get Napoleon's famous whiff of grape shot, where he basically fired into a rioting crowd with grape shot and ended a lot of them. Then it looks like we're going all the way into Italy.
I led the French victory at Toulon.
All right, looks like we're covering Toulon. Okay. Now this is important. Now it wouldn't be like this. It would be up on a hillside with not concrete, obviously. And them firing into the British port of the Battle of Toulon. Yeah, one of his most famous things, right? And I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense for Napoleon if we're going to cover this timeline, and then we jump all the way to Egypt. Okay, and then his battles down there, in which they rightfully should show that he loses. And then we have some major engagements. I'm not positive. Then we have the 14th of Brumaire.
Is a king.
In which basically him and some guys coup the government, the rightfully elected government in 1805. And he installs himself as first citizen and then emperor later. But basically he takes command of basic France. He literally just takes command of France. And he's got his grenadiers here.
Have a vote?
This vermin has held the world hostage.
And I... No, this kind of has me worried. Because, I mean, he did fight some British units, but I'm assuming this is going to be the Battle of Waterloo. Which has me worried for covering all of that history in a 2-hour time span, okay? And we're also having Russia, and then obviously this is the burning of Moscow, right? 1812. Okay, so yes, burning of Moscow
His
here.
egotism and his lack of simple good manners.
Wellington, I'm assuming. Now, the question is, who is she going to be, okay? Because she shows up in the beginning of this area where he mentioned that he is in the Battle of Toulon, and this is her. Okay, he had 2 wives. And again, we are covering the time period of 1793, and to my knowledge, minimum of 1812 we're going up to, and I'm assuming we're finishing at Waterloo, because this is what it looks like to me. There were really one person that this could be, and it's his first wife, which is Josephine Bonaparte. So that's her name. And I believe she had... Yeah, so you had Eugene. Okay, so this is kind of key here. So Napoleon had 3 kids. Now, again, not many of them... survived. Like his actual heir, Napoleon II, only died at the age of 21 in 1832. Now, this is important because Josephine, which is this person, because there's literally no one else it could be, he married her in 1796, as it looks, and then they got annulled in 1810. Okay, and she died in 1814, and obviously he dies later. Because his second wife is Maria Louise of Austria, which I'm not seeing her here. But I could be wrong, but it looks that way, at least to me. And then, of course, this is the Battle of Austerlitz, I think, because this is the famous shooting them under the ice and then they'll collapse in part of his campaign.
I'm the first to admit when I make a mistake.
Which, pretty good. It just depends on... honestly, that's what I think his wife is, because I believe these are the same actress, and she is from The Queen, so that's who I believe.
Little brute. That is nothing.
Yeah, they have the same eye color, so I could be wrong. Maybe there's 2 people, but I think it's his first wife. So, yeah, there's my breakdown for however long that was and for what useful information you can get out of it, all right? So, hope you guys liked it, and I'll put up my my big playlist so you can click up over here, which is going to go down my entire, basically, breakdown of the Napoleonic campaign that you guys can watch, all right? So, watch that, and then I will see people later.